So people who are arrogant really carry themselves as if they're better than other people. Hello, and welcome to Therapy Notes 30. I'm your host, Dr. Elaine Malik. This is where practical psychology meets everyday living. This is a site where I talk about concepts, issues, topics that we hear in therapy. This is not meant to treat or diagnose anything, but is for educational purposes only. So come along and listen to some of the everyday things that we talk about in therapy. Today's topic is self-esteem and arrogance. Interesting dynamic going on there. We've talked, and again, if you've seen some of the other videos I've done on self-esteem, you know that I don't like to refer to self-esteem as high self-esteem and low self-esteem, although I do think that most people understand what low self-esteem is. I think there's a lot of misunderstandings about what high self-esteem is. And so I thought I would take some time to unpackage that, because I think a lot of problems we have with, helping kids with self-esteem, just the layman's use of the term self-esteem, I think can get things confusing for people. So I wanted to talk about arrogance because a lot of people misunderstand that when you meet someone who seems confident, and I'll use that word to start this, because I'll hear from women who are dating, I'll hear it from people who work with individuals, and they'll say he's very confident in himself. But when we really dive into what they're seeing, it isn't so much the person has confidence, but they have a sort of an air of arrogance about them, as if they are better than other people. And healthy self-esteemers, and I think I talked about this in the basic introduction to self-esteem, is they look neither up nor down on anyone. So just wrap your mind around that one and how hard that is. So people who are arrogant really carry themselves as if they're better than other people. And if you really dive into how a person lives their life who's arrogant, okay, they tend to have what we refer to as thin skin, meaning that they do not take criticism well. They tend to lash out, whereas a person with low self-esteem will sometimes get quiet and divert their eyes or nod their head. Sometimes they'll tear up. They are very sensitive to criticism too. But a person with the veil of arrogance or confidence, they tend to get angry. They tend to lash out. They tend to not be able to allow another person to be critical of them. So arrogance is really not a sign of healthy self-esteem. It's really a sign that a person is hiding or masking their sense of inadequacy. And that has a lot to do with low self-esteem. A person feels inadequate. I'm not good enough. And for the arrogant person, they've attempted to cover that up or hide it from other people, believing that if they act as if they are full of it, or act like they have it all put together, or they act like they're the smartest person in the room, that no one will really challenge them, no one will really confront them. And because, like I said, a lot of people assume that arrogance is a sign of high self-esteem, that they tend to concede ground, they tend to not push back, they tend to not kind of look underneath the hood and ask themselves, why is this person so full of themselves. What is their confidence based on? We want confidence to be based on things that are stable and foundational. And when they are, we have a belief that we're really good at a lot of things, but we're not good at everything. And we recognize the value of all people because we all have strengths and weaknesses, limitations, interests, etc. So self-esteem and arrogance is almost always a mask. It's meant to keep us from seeing the real person because the real person still has a great deal of insecurity and they are using sort of inflated self to cover up for it. So self-esteem, arrogance, interesting topic. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you found this informative. If you have some topics you'd like me to discuss, please put them in the comments below. Until next time, I'm your host, Dr. Elaine Malik.